we live in a very strange place where entities like this are brought in to, quote, protect and serve. Individuals or entities like this exist who have a huge seat of power at a government that actively participated in an international child trafficking ring that it is still covering up. But don't worry, we'll help you make sense of this, plus a lot more on this independent media organization. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. It's an honor and pleasure to do this work for you, and obviously there's a lot of news to cover today. But before we get right into it, I've been getting a lot of requests for me to do independent media reporting in Richmond, Virginia, at an event where recently the government declared we'll be under a state of emergency. Antifa groups are also confirming their attendance, and since a lot of you have been asking me to please go down to Virginia, we started a GoFundMe to cover some of the basics cost to do this. Because of demonetization, because of downranking in the algorithm, because of just pure censorship that we've dealt with, and it hitting us severely now, your support is more crucial than ever. And if you participate in this GoFundMe, if we're able to raise the minimum to allow this reporting to happen, I will be there on the ground early Monday morning for you to make this happen. And if we don't, I'll just refund your money. But again, if you really want to see the on-the-ground reporting, your contributions, your donations really do mean a lot. The link to the GoFundMe will be in the description below. Now, the biggest media story distraction that, of course, the prostitutes horse tree media is amping up right now is, of course, this latest impeachment trial, which the Senate was sworn into. It looks like there will be a full-on trial, and for this trial, Donald Trump has announced who will be representing him legally. And he chose people that he once characterized as, quote, lunatics, freaks, and total disasters, including individuals like Ken Starr, who Donald Trump said himself previously before, quote, have something in his closet. Now, Ken Starr, along with Alan Dershowitz, were selected a part of Trump's legal representation, and these are two individuals that, one, will not only do anything for a buck, but are the two primary big individuals that aided and abetted, represented, and allowed Jeffrey Epstein to continue his abuse of small children, which, as we found out recently, has been happening all the way up to 2018 after many incredible, successful, litigious victories, plea deals of a lifetime, and legal representation that characterized children, small underage women, as, quote, prostitutes. Yes, that was one of the legal arguments, that children that were abused by Jeffrey Epstein, underage children, were, quote, prostitutes. That's the legal argument that has been made by Epstein's legal team, which is now Trump's legal team. And you would think in a just society, with all the information coming out, this sweetheart plea deal of a lifetime, this little slap on the wrist of a private prison section for Jeffrey Epstein, a man who was able to walk away during the day from his jail sentence, the man who literally was able to get away from probation, from checking in with the NYPD, which, by the way, should have been a major violation. Epstein should have been in jail for not following the proper procedures after being released from jail. But again, the NYPD was totally corrupt here. The legal system was totally corrupted here. And we have to remember, at the helm of this huge injustice were these individuals that Trump is now working with, that Trump somehow is entrusting to represent him legally. And again, if you look at an individual, you judge them by the fruits of their labor. When you look at the individuals that Trump just hired, you look at the disgusting, rotting, pulsing fruit of individuals that helped carry out the future abuse of children. There's no denying this. Their work for money directly led to children being abused. And Donald Trump gives these men jobs. He hires them. And I'm sorry, this is definitely not draining the swamp. This is behavior that does deserve to be heavily scrutinized and criticized. And again, Trump's previous comments on Ken Starr came from 1999. It's important to note that factual bit of information. But again, Trump, it's still very uncertain his direct relationship that he had with Epstein himself. A lot of what happened between these two men is still largely unknown, with some people arguing that Trump was actually doing the right thing, some people arguing that he was doing the wrong thing. But I think clearly with Trump's decision and announcement for this legal team, there should be, of course, more room to be concerned than happy with what is happening in our society that is rewarding people who aid and abet child international traffickers, who, by the way, didn't kill himself. As we're getting, again, just more of an onslaught of information, this time coming from Dr. Oz, who had a very famous pathologist on that has been representing the Jeffrey Epstein estate, showing more information suggesting that, again, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. This time specifically showing Jeffrey Epstein's alleged eyeballs, showing that they suggest that he was strangled and did not hang himself. There's also, of course, no blood on the noose, even though there's blood on the neck of Jeffrey Epstein from the photos that came out that we will not be showing you because they are graphic and they do violate the terms and services of YouTube. But also, this is a family-friendly show. But again, now we have mountains and mountains of evidence showing you that Jeffrey Epstein definitely did not kill himself. It is extremely improbable, and now the official story is officially the conspiracy theory that makes no sense at all. And again, this is important to note here since we are actively seeing a cover-up and law enforcement being on the side of child abusers. Your law enforcement that you entrust to protect and serve you are on the side of child abusers. And this has been proven many times in local jurisdictions in Florida, in New York City, and also, of course, over in the United Kingdom, where the UK police are, number one, refusing to investigate Prince Andrew, that obviously has major skeletons in his closet surrounding his relationship, his very close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. But now we are also getting information that the UK police, who are refusing to investigate a lot of the witnesses, victims, and accusers coming forward, but now the UK police are refusing to turn over any information that could prove Prince Andrew is guilty. By the way, Prince Andrew also promised that he would be speaking to the FBI, which he has yet to do so. Other news that's coming in from the Pinocchio pedo prince, and again, this story is just absolutely insane, and this is what we're hearing from it, is that he may potentially lose his 300,000 pound a year armed security guard services. I mean, this man should be in jail and not protected by the state to the tune of 300,000 pounds a year. I mean, this is just insane. We also have Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of the victims during this trafficking operation, also send out new photos saying, quote, specifically, "You saw me at your parties, you saw me in Epstein's homes, you saw me on the plane, you saw me get my haircut, you saw me on the streets, you watched me be abused, you saw me," even including a hashtag Naomi Campbell that could be viewed in this photo. And she, along with her legal team, are also pushing to unseal documents to, of course, release the names of more high-profile individuals surrounding this international trafficking operation, which Ghislaine Maxwell and her legal team are fighting against. Ghislaine Maxwell, again, the individual that many people perpetrate as the person who was in charge of this entire operation, the person above Jeffrey Epstein that is still missing, and according to some sources, hiding out in Israel in safe houses right now. And again, this case is just absolutely incredulous. This case is the story of the decade and highlights how disgusting and corrupt our government can be and how you can't trust law enforcement, judges, prosecutors, courts, Hollywood, tech moguls, celebrities, and of course also many politicians. And what do you expect? This, of course, also being a field where individuals like Jared Kushner propel in, the individual that literally negotiates better weapons deals for Saudi Arabia, advocates for the bombing of the Middle East, looks like the Slender Man, and is the president's son-in-law and his trusted, quote, advisor. And with people like Jared Kushner calling the shots for American foreign policy, it shouldn't be a shock that the United States military has decided to resume their training program for Saudi Arabian military students sent over by the kingdom. Yes, the same program that found dozens of these individuals who were, of course, pedophiles and also known Wahhabist terrorists. Yeah, that program that recently was stopped for a little bit because it helped spur a terrorist attack that killed American troops on American military bases. Yeah, that program? Well, the United States military is continuing that, as they're going to be training more military students that Saudi Arabia sends over and training them to be professional mercenaries and killers. So yeah, that's pretty dumb. That's very dumb. And again, it will backfire and most likely create more havoc and pain for the American people. And in regards to, pain for the American people, we're also finding out that, quote, 11 U.S. troops were left concussed after the latest Iranian missile attack, which, of course, the United States military claims there was no servicemen injured or hurt during. And, of course, looking at the pictures, that looks like this is the case of what happened here, especially with the severity of these attacks. And luckily, none of these troops were more severely injured or killed. But once again, what we're seeing here is a very closely written narrative. And there's a reason why U.S. troops are not allowed to have cell phones on them when they're deployed to the Middle East. There's a reason why there's such control of every media aspect when it comes to the U.S. military, because it is there to promote a narrative. It is not there to tell you the truth. It is not there to show you both sides of the story. It's not there to be objective. It's to sell you the greater, bigger, geopolitical neocon plan that was most likely fostered by Jared Kushner. So yeah, let's change focuses from the war abroad to the war at home, which it literally is looking like will happen in Monday. State of emergency declaration event by the local state government there that is literally bringing in these, quote, armored critical incident tank vehicles that they're calling, quote, the Rock, along with many fenced off free speech zones, security checks, and of course everyone is on high alert as, of course, guns are banned. There is a declaration of a state of emergency. There has been arrests of people that the government believes are a threat to incite violence at a rally for, of course, the Second Amendment, which the state of Virginia has been making very significant moves against. And they chose January 20th because it is a day where people usually take off but spend at their local government talking to local representatives about issues that they find important. This is why many Second Amendment advocate groups decided on this particular day, which the state is treating like it will be some kind of war. And again, there's other groups that are appealing this state of emergency declaration and this weapons ban that also, by the way, bans people from wearing helmets. This, of course, as we're also getting information that Antifa groups are planning to join in on the rallies that will be taking place there. Now, there's a lot of noise on the internet, which doesn't always translate to real life events, as we saw with the Area 51 meme that really didn't lead to any kind of storming. But again, the online meme community is very active here, and there's definitely no denying the chatter that is happening online about this event. But yet again, if this is something you want me to personally investigate on the ground there Monday, check out our GoFundMe. So who knows exactly what will happen. And if we're there, we're also going to be doing a live stream, of course, showing you as the events unfold right in front of us. If I raise enough money, I'm going to try to get a cameraman and video editor to help me out to do some of this reporting and to actually do a featured package just like we did in Hong Kong. Now, everything, of course, here is very last minute. So if you do support us, I do appreciate it very, very much. And because you guys support us, because you guys watch these videos, because you guys still are here for us, I mean, I seriously wouldn't be around here doing this very important job. And because you guys allow me to do what I love, this is why I try to end every single broadcast by saying, love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.